everybody, hello and welcome as always. I am Sean, this is In The Mixer, episode 34 of our FC Isle of Man series, and season 6 is swimming along nicely. We are pretty much going to jump straight into the full screen and have a look at the table, which we... So, as you guys can see, we're currently sitting in third spot on the division. It is still relatively even. In that last episode, of course, we were undefeated. We are no longer. We did lose one of our most recent games. Of course, yesterday's episode, if you haven't gone and watched it, go and check it out. But we drew 0-0 with Wrexham, who at the time were also undefeated in the league and travelling quite nicely. And then we beat Cambridge 1-0 at home. An excellent result. Since then, we've drawn 1-1 with Woking, which was a bit disappointing. We were on top in this game quite a bit. We just couldn't find our finishes and get our chances into the back of the net, which was kind of disappointing. Similar with Merthyr Town. We actually went ahead early. They pulled one back on the hour mark. We did push a fair bit in the second half. We had some good match ratings, some good players, and it just didn't quite work out for us. We did beat #United 2-1, my old club from our series last season. A good result away from home there. A late winner from Jaden Major, who's finally coming into his own on that left wing. We then lost 2-1 to Bradford, our only defeat for the season. It was a penalty in the 81st minute to Will Swan that eventually got us past it. We just weren't playing that well, and I think what's been perhaps our biggest issue thus far is our front two not combining. I think Austin Samuels is dropping off a little bit, and we're not providing the relevant support around him to get the best out of him as a player. We then beat 2-1 victory against Barnet. Gax getting amongst the goals and Connor Hodgson, and then a good 4-2 victory against lower division Chelmsford in the FA Cup fourth qualifying round. We did rotate a little bit in this one just to try and get some players out there, and we did also introduce a new face who you guys will meet now. His name is Manasa Mampala, ex-Everton Junior. He is floating around a couple of other saves. If you're watching like Treacortista's York save, a whole bunch of other things around this level. Good player, 4-star current ability, 4.5-star potential. 24-year-old has been without a club for a little while since leaving Everton. But excellent finishing, excellent physical attributes, good mental attributes as well. I'm hopeful that just by making this one little tactical tweak, we're going to continue to get the best out of Austin Samuels while also having a capable scorer alongside him as well. We are also keeping an eye on this gentleman here, Rowan McDonald, 23-year-old ex-Man City junior, central midfield option. We'd likely try and bring him in to play as a deep line playmaker, but I would have to say, with a heavy heart, Max Haygarth may be kind of reaching the limit of his ability. Only 2-star current ability at the moment, 4-star potential. He is 22. He's been a fantastic servant for us at the club. We've had him for quite a few seasons now, but he may need a slight upgrade and someone else to play alongside. James Rowland in midfield. Otherwise, Joel Connolly, nearly back for his knock. He's been out for about 5 weeks. We're close to getting him back to full fitness and back into the first team for Abdi Sharif. But otherwise, it's going pretty well. I expected us to be in and around the playoff positions, and that's kind of where we're sitting. We're sitting third at the moment. We're not entirely out of the race for the title itself. We're actually only 2 points behind Wrexham in top spot and Cambridge 1 point ahead of us as well. So, a couple of good results in this episode. A nice little string of wins, and who knows, maybe we could be challenging for the league title itself. Our goal difference isn't as good as a lot of the other teams in the division. I think that goes down to the individual quality of some of those teams that have played at a League 2 level, but we're still doing very well. I'm not complaining. There's no need to panic, nothing like that. Things are moving along nicely. In today's episode, we're going to be playing Aldershot, who are currently 17th in the division at home, and then a game against Harrogate away. They're currently sitting in 18th position. Tactically, I think we're going to go with our attacking mentality at home, push on a little bit further, go for it, try and boost our goal difference as much as we can against one of the lower division sides. Hopefully that doesn't cause us any issues, and then when we go away from home in a moment, we might switch back to our positive one. More than enough talking from me though, let's have a look at the two lineups. Okay, and of course we have Dennis in goal, Knight and Bellahoon as the central defensive partnership, Melbourne at left fullback, Sharif at right fullback, Wang and Longello as the two wingers being our creative hubs out there, Haygarth and Rowland along midfield, and Samuels and Mampala, who we already spoke about, leading the lines up top. They have some very good players. They've got Williams, who's an ex-Wigan junior, playing in central midfield, 25 years of age, looks to be fairly solid at this level. Nothing spectacular in terms of his physical attributes or anything, but he looks fairly good. Robbie Tinkler at right fullback, an excellent player. If you've done your own saves at this level, you've probably come across him before. He's very, very good. And his mental attributes, physical attributes, and key solid attributes for a fullback kind of go to show that as well. They've got ex-Everton junior Sid Kerr, 24-year-old, ex-Everton and ex-Chelsea midfielder. Looks to be fairly solid, a little bit lacking technically, but he looks to be a decent option in there. And then up top, they've got Reece Miller, 24 years of age, ex-Watford junior, has also played a fair bit around this level over the last few years in game. He looks to be fairly solid as well. So I do think we should beat them. I think there's a reason that they're down towards the bottom of the division, but they could also provide us with a stern challenge if we're not on top of our game. And as we know, when you load up a new game, anything can happen. As soon as you reload that save, everything can go out the window. We have got a highlight here. Melbourne to take a throw in. He receives it back from Longello. Deep ball across towards Mampala, who's just headed over. It's going to take him some time to get into some form and some fitness. He hasn't played a lot of football over the last 6 months or so. Hill with a throw in here. Kearney, deep ball across. Walton backs to Ketter, and it was ballooning, but it wasn't far off the far post. Throw in here again, early doors, lots of throw-ins to set up different set-piece scenarios here. Haygarth with the ball, squares it to Roland. Played to David Wang, gets the strike away. It's an excellent strike, 4th goal of the season for David Wang. And Thornhill got something on it. We'll see how well he possibly could have done in this three-dimensional replay. But a great strike. And really, the keeper just makes it look a little bit better by pushing it in towards the top corner. So it's Roland here, just feeds it into Wang's feet. He gets it out from underneath him, cracks a strike on the left foot. Too much power on it for Thornhill, who can only push it into the top corner. And we go a goal up inside 12 minutes. Highlight here again from a throw-in. I don't know why Bellahoon's taking it, though. He's got the ball back, finds Roland, needs to get back in the middle. Lovely ball across to Longello. Can he get the square back up for Samuels? Gets the strike away and gets to his own rebound. 8th goal of the season from Austin Samuels. And he's had a little lull in form. We ddid talk about it in the most recent results, missing a lot of chances and whatever else. But hopefully, having a poacher up there alongside him is going to help him a little bit, drag defenders away. Because I think Gaxa, I love having a false line. Don't get me wrong. I really, really enjoy that role. But I think what it does is it doesn't necessarily drag central defenders away from play the way that a poacher might do, creating some extra space for Samuels. And we did use an advanced forward and a poacher last year, and it did work quite effectively. We're going to throw in here again, a lot of highlights starting from this left wing. Haygarth with the ball, loses out to Ackroyd, who plays it forward. They've got a 2v2. Jade Jones has gotten goal side now, and he's gotten the strike away just past far post. So there is still a danger from Aldershot on the counter. They're leaving 2 men forward, and we can't overcommit from set-piece scenarios. 30 minutes remaining, we're going to use our demand more shout just to give everyone some focus through to half-time. David Wang with a free kick here, puts it towards back post, it's headed away. Jay Jones fixes it onto Miller. We've got 3 men back here, we just need to stand up. Instead, one of them peels off and leaves the man on his own. Sheriff with a good tackle. David Wang should recover and keep it in. Bellahoon back to Wang. Goes for a long ball up to nobody in particular. Headed back into midfield. Kerr with the switch for Aldershot. Out wide right now to Walton. Squares it back up for Jay Jones, who side foots that one home from a couple of yards out. His first goal for the season and his first ever goal for Aldershot Town. So you can see this is where we kind of... we made bad decisions just clearing the ball to no one. But we really should stand him up there. We had 2 players on it. And I don't even know if Jay Jones has actually tried to kick that. It might have just hit him and gone in. Which I don't know if that counts as a shot or a chance created or what the story is. But they've managed to pull a goal back just before half-time. And they've got the ball here again. Kearney on the left wing. Inside to Kerr. Back towards David Wang. Ball in behind now for Mampala. He has gotten goal side, but the fullback's cut in nicely. Melbourne with the ball on the left-hand side. Cuts it back to Haygarth, who gets the strike away from the top of the box. We were just talking, and he might have heard me. He might be listening in and watching these episodes about maybe having to replace him, but that is an excellent strike from the central midfielder. And it's a good play here. Mampala doesn't lose possession, plays it to Melbourne. Melbourne cuts it back to Haygarth, and he gets a side at goal. And on his favoured left foot, maybe the keeper could have done a little bit better, but he gets a strike on target. And 3 goals to 1 going into 2 minutes of additional time to be added on here. Refs called halftime now. 19 shots, 11 on target, 59% of the ball. They've had 8, 4 and 41, but as we know, they do have that counter-attacking threat. We're going to say calmly, very pleased with your performance, lads. Keep it going. And as we always do, we'll give it until the hour mark before we look at any subs and changes based on form, fitness cards, or whatever else. So highlight here, we are towards the hour mark, so I probably will make subs after this. Haygarth with the ball. He's got men moving off the shoulder if he can find the pass. He looks out towards the right-hand side, and David Wang tries to cut it back to Mampala, but it was never quite on. Sheriff should recover possession and can reset through midfield. Instead, he goes long. It was never really looking like there was a ball on there. He's just kind of cleared it a couple of times now on that right-hand side. And he's missed a header now as well. Let Miller in on the left. He's got no angle to work with, and thankfully. He does well, actually, to even get the strike on target. Dennis is equal to it and keeps it out. We've got another highlight here on the left wing. Longello with the ball. Haygarth. Ball across towards Mampala. Good header, but just past the far post. Right, half an hour remaining. We're going to make 3 subs. Bellahoon has a yellow card, so we're going to take him off for Carson. Jade Major will come on the left wing for Longello, who's still working his way back to full fitness after his injury. And we're also going to take off Mampala, who hasn't played a tremendous amount of football, so we don't want to kill him straight away with 90 minutes. We'll bring on Gaxer, and he can play as a false 9. They've got the ball here. Miller's just turned the man on halfway with ease. He's in a wide left area. Just stand him up. Everyone recovers well. Bellahoon eventually gets the ball out. Oh, no, sorry. It was Knight that got the ball away. The concerning thing here is they're taking this corner with new players on the pitch. Samuels recovers the ball at the top of the box. Tries to go long. Kuduar sees to have it near. Major in the middle to Haygarth. Goes back to Dennis in goal. Got time. No need to rush it, boys. Just chill out. Short to Carson. And back short to Knight again. He goes for a long ball towards Samuels, who does quite well, actually. Robbie Tinkler. Back to Thornhill in goal. Goes quite long. The highlight continues here. Sheriff does well to bring it down. Plays it forward to David Wang on the right wing. He cuts inside towards the left and looks out to Major on the left wing. Into the box, hangs the ball, back stick, Gaxer with the head at that time, just past the far post. So some good little passage of play. We're moving it from side to side really quickly, which is good to see. But are we getting the best chances on goal? Because I don't know if we're the best team out of the year. Highlight here again. Melbourne, again, starts with the throw-in on the left. Ball pinballs around. Haygarth should recover. Good tackle on Jade Jones to make sure he gets the ball. Can play it forward now. Don't do anything silly. He's gone long instead to Samuels. Major with a lovely challenge to try and win it back. And he goes for the strike from distance. Probably wasn't on. Just needed to get to the byline and cut it back. Going to use our demand more shout for the last 10 minutes. And there was a highlight there, but we've missed out on it by way of using that shout. And there's 3 minutes to be added on. I'll take a 3-1 win. That'll be fine. There is a late highlight here. David Wang with the corner. Gax is in the area. Jade Jones, ball forward to Bansal McNulty. Again, they've left 2 men forward. And he skips past the first challenge with ease. That's been a consistent issue in today's games. People just skipping past challenges on halfway. Kuduar, who again, pronunciation probably butchering. Miller plays it into Watson. Bellahoon was right there. That Knight has just had an absolute nightmare. They pulled one back to make it 3-2 in injury time. We're going to check this out in 3 dimensions. I don't know what Knight was doing. So Miller gets the ball here. He plays it square. Knight has it and then just leaves it. Just does a dummy. And Walton picks it up and says thank you very much and smashes it into the top corner. Their regen getting on the score sheet today. Alright, so a late scare, not ideal. What should have been a pretty comfortable win becomes a 3-2 victory. Wang, Samuels and Haygarth getting the goal for us. 33 shots, 13 on target, 60% possession. They had 12, 7 and 40%. Good win, boys. Well done. No need to get down on anybody, but some frustrating things in there. Vintage display ensures FC Isle of Man victory. James Rowland gets a 9.0 with 8 key passes. An excellent performance from the deep line playmaker. And we're also going to give him a bit of praise. Assertively, superb in the number of chances, and he thankfully is in a good mood. Magic of editing, we're going to jump forward to the game against Harrogate now. Right, just like that, we're a couple of days ahead. 2 changes, one on the bench, one on the pitch. Naki is going to start because David Wang's struggling a little bit for fitness. He's been away with the Chinese national side. It makes sense that he would be struggling and need a little bit of a rest, so we're not going to rush him. And then the other one we've made is we'll put Connolly on the bench, who hopefully can work his way back into fitness. Abdi Sharif has done well, but has been sent off twice so far this season, so we don't really want to go with him for the rest of the year, so to speak. We'll get Connolly back in as soon as we can. They're playing a 4-3-3, some solid looking options in here. They've got Bailey Spencer Adams, ex-Arsenal junior at centre-back, looks to be fairly solid, good natural fitness. Okay mental attributes for a 23-year-old player. They've got Defice in midfield, ex-Southampton junior. 23-year-old, looks to be fairly solid, if not spectacular. Technically, Stirk alongside him in midfield, ex-Birmingham junior, looks to be probably the more technical foil. Looks quite good, very solid across the board there. Gilmore on the left wing is their current leading scorer. Harvey Gilmore, ex-Sheffield United junior, who has only just signed for them this off-season and got no goals in 10 appearances. So I'm not sure how he's their leading scorer. Maybe it's their leading assist maker. Yeah, a leading assist maker, apologies. And then Mooney up top, Kelsey Mooney, 25-year-old ex-Aston Villa. Looks okay, nothing to be too worried about. Again, not a bad side, but we should have enough about ourselves to beat them. Assertively, we're going to say, media have been praising you. Go out and kick off wherever you've left off, or whatever it is that you say in that particular one. I don't know, it always works, so I keep just relying on it at the moment. Throw in here early doors. We have also switched back to our positive mentality being away from home. We don't want to go too attacking. We want to have something that we can go to if we need to change the game. Longello with the ball on the left wing here. Skips past one challenge. Hangs it towards Mampala, who gets his first goal that you guys have seen. He got a double on debut, and he's gotten his first league goal with that header An excellent goal and a lovely run by Longello as well, who's really coming into his own. I was trying to replace him. If you remember at the start of the season, I was looking at Jaden Major as being the main option on that left wing. But when he's playing well like that and skipping past challenges and hanging balls up for strikers, it's hard to go past Longello at the moment. All right, deep free kick here. Knight, who messed up for that last goal against Aldershot. Long ball forward. Haygarth recovers in midfield, then sends one over the shoulder for Mampala to chase. He gets the strike away, but the keeper was equal to it and pushes it out for the corner. It's going to be Longello to take. The backstick runner is Samuels. He gets a good header on it, but just past the far post. They didn't have a man on backstick then, which was interesting. Belshaw, who's an excellent goalkeeper at this level, if you have played your own saves in and around this division. Nakia, back to Sheriff. Nakia at the right wing. Can he find the cutback? Loses out to Falconian, but then gets the clearance in. Longello with the header just over the crossbar. So it is a very weakened right side. We're playing with both our backup fullback and backup right winger in this match. So you might expect to see a little bit more of the play focused on the left. And as things currently stand, we would potentially go top of the division. Longello with the ball in towards Roland back post, and he's gotten the header in. It's an excellent, excellent goal. I can't see the highlight up here to see which goal it is. It's his second goal of the season. I thought it was maybe his debut goal. But a great ball again from Longello, who's on 2 assists now. And Roland, good header. Belshaw gets something on it, but can only push it into the roof of the net. So as things currently stand, and we're not going to get ahead of ourselves, Wrexham are currently down 2-0 to Bradford. Cambridge are not playing today. All right, we're at half-time. I'm very pleased with the result. Keep it going. I'm not going to get down on anybody. We have had 9 shots, 3 on target, 56% of the ball for our 2 goals. They've had 6 shots, none on target, and only 44% possession. So things are going well. They've also picked up 4 yellow cards, which we will keep an eye on. And as always, we'll give it to the hour mark before we look at subs. What are Cambridge doing? Get rid of this highlight. Actually, I do want to see this highlight. I want us to score. Nakia with the ball, back to Bellahoon. We've got 2 men on the right if he could get the right ball forward. Instead, it's a poor effort. Hall heads it back into midfield. Falconian looks to Gilmore. Bellahoon back to Dennis. Melbourne can turn, and he goes long himself. Samuels with an okay flick-on header. We really do need to try and bring it down and help our strikers out as much as possible. Or put a little bit of extra distance on the ball and give them something to run at. Nakia looks for a ball over the top. Samuels was the only one anywhere near it. Belshaw's recovered and immediately plays it forward. Melbourne now, it's just end-to-end basketball stuff at the moment. Haygarth's going to recover in midfield. Roland looks out right towards Nakia, who's going to get the ball from the defensive header. Hangs one back post for Longello, and he's offside, but his performance today, his 2 assists so far, definitely deserves a goal. It'll be interesting to see if he actually gets it in the next half an hour or so. Cambridge are playing, and they've just taken a lead, so we would move up to second spot as things currently stand. Wrexham are 4-1 down now, but they have pulled 1 goal back. Sheriff with the ball, reverse pass to Nakia, gets a good strike away, hits the inside of the post, and then Spencer Adams hacks that ball clear. We've got a corner. We might make our subs here as well. Abdi Sheriff struggling and has a yellow card. We're going to bring Joel Connolly back, welcome him back from his injury. It'll probably be a slow progression for him over the next few weeks. Max Haygarth not playing particularly well. We'll bring on Connor Hodgson, and then I'm thinking we'll probably hold on to the last sub for the last 10 minutes or so. Passionately, let's say. I think there's a lot more to come from you boys. And let's also, with 30 minutes remaining, use our Get Creative shout. Try and push everyone on to boost our goal difference a little bit. We are up into double figures and 10, which goes a long way to helping us catch up to the likes of Cambridge, Dag and Red, Torquay, Wrexham, the other sides around us that have superior goal differences. We're into the last 10 minutes now. We might as well make that last sub. And it looks like Naki's picked up a yellow card, as has Joel Connolly, but I think I'll change one of the forwards. And Austin Samuels, interestingly enough, struggling a little bit, so we'll bring him off. Gaxa can play the last 10 minutes just to keep him happy, and we'll give him his preferred role as a false 9 as well. Passionately, a lot more to come from you, and hopefully he responds well. Use our demand more shout for the last 10 minutes just to give everyone some focus through to full time. I'll take a 2-0 victory if we can get it. There's a throw in here. Gilmore, deep ball across. Dennis with a good claim. Is at the end of the highlight. There's about 1 minute of additional time remaining. Long ball forward is poor. Sturk cuts it out. Melbourne thankfully gets a touch on their header. Fallowfield, the fullback, has stayed forward. Deep ball across towards back's post. Gilmore gets there, tries to bring it down, and Dennis comes out and claims the ball. Can he get a more effective kick out this time? We've got 4v3 forward, especially on this left wing, if we get the ball forward quick enough. Instead, we've gone over the top to Gaxa, who is goal side. Can he find the finish? He cannot. Wasn't a bad effort, had a lot of power on it, but just needed to try and find placement, put it in the corner flag. It would have been fine. Long ball forward from the goal kick, and the whistle is blown. We should have a throw in here, and I think this will be the last highlight of the episode. Melbourne's going to take it. I was 3 minutes to be added on, not 2, so there's still a little bit of time to go. The foul's given away by Fallowfield. Longello will have an opportunity to get a hat-trick of assists from this set piece. Just needs to hang it back stick. There's a couple of big men around there. Puts it into that area now, and Belshaw does well to come out and claim. And by the time he releases this ball, it should be pretty much the end of the game. He's found Fallowfield, who's been chased now down by Hodgson, and the referee calls full time. A good 2-0 performance away from home. They had 10 shots, 1 on target, 48% possession. We had 21, 7, and 52. They actually did very well, having gotten 5 yellow cards to keep all their men on the pitch. And let's calmly say, a good win, boys. Well done. No need to complicate stuff any further than that. FC Isle go top of Vanarama National, so other results have gone our way, it looks like in the end. Cambridge could only muster a draw, so we leapfrog them. Wrexham, of course, lost, so we leapfrog them. But Dag and Red are also back involved in the conversation on 30 points, albeit having played a game extra. And Bradford City very quickly catching up the division as well. So it's still incredibly tight. It's still incredibly early in the season. 7 points separate 9th and 1st spots. So any little run of form, whatever we can get, we're going to take it as far as we can. As far as our schedule is concerned, I think we're probably going to come back and do maybe these 2 games, the game against Sutton and the game against Torquay. Sutton currently in 8th spot and Torquay currently in 5th. It'll be good to see some of our promotion rivals, players and teams that we might actually see in the playoffs if we eventually get to that stage. So there's quite a fair bit of football to get through, and then we'll finish off the week, our Friday episode, with a Christmas episode against #United and maybe our FA Trophy game against Leamington as well. We did just play Aldershot, so probably don't need to see them again for a little while. As always, guys, thank you so much for the continued support on the channel. I really appreciate it. Our growth over the first half or first little bit of 2020 has been fantastic. You can throw a like on this video if you want to help the channel grow and please that YouTube algorithm to get more people watching, more people in the comment section, continue to grow our little community. You can subscribe to this video if you want to be kept up to date on all future videos as they are continue to be released. If you look on the links just over there to the bottom left of me, you can see, or bottom right as you guys are looking at it, you can see the links through to our Twitter, twitter.com/inthemixer_FM for all interactions with the community. It's always the best way to try and reach out to me directly, or our Sunday night Twitch streams, twitch.tv/inthemixer_FM. We do our Sunday night stream, Sunday morning if you're in the UK. Come and get involved if you are free. More than anything though, thank you so much for watching. As always, I've been Sean, and I'll see you all again in the Mixer.